Hi everyone, I'm going to react to風が強く吹いている Run with the Wind, episode 6. And last episode, I found myself getting angry with Haiji because I feel like he's pushing his agenda onto people when they don't want to do it. Like King, especially King, because King has been trying to look for a job or something, and then Haji comes out of nowhere and he's like, from now on, all of you are going to be focusing on practice, running, and everything. Put everything else on hold. And that got King angry, and it got me angry as well, because I'm like, yo, you are the one that wants to run. Why are you putting this on like everybody else? So I hope my feelings will change in the future. Starting with this episode. So before we get into it, if you guys have my reactions, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting on Patreon. Or you can find the full link for this reaction, early access, vote on polls, and yeah. So let's check out this episode, and here we go. Why are they all surprised? Why are they surprised? I mean, that's like a no-brainer. They have their own lives to live. Oh, he's still doing the... Wait, was he in Shindo's room using his TV? And is that what when he said go, he's like, okay, I need to leave? Literally. I feel like I'm not following the conversations. What did he run on the floor? Huh?
俺にはあったよ、そういう時が。
ああ、ハイジ。俺は何のためにいるんだ？
俺たちのためだ。
俺の人生だぞ。
まあこいつの言うこともめちゃくちゃだが、お前はお前で焦んじゃねえよ。
いいよ、もう。とりあえずこれだけは切ろう。罰ゲームは全員でだ。
罰ゲームって
I'm not being like dumb and not following these conversations.
お前だけじゃない。俺もお前たちのためにいる。
綺麗事だ。
I feel like the things are like going over my head. I'm not following anything. I'm not getting it.
何あれやばい。強制なのかな。何箱根って旅行？温泉かな。
深い希望ですか？
あったよ。一番乗りでなきゃ意味がねえや。
無策？
おかみさん。
やるからにゃ本気で目指せよ。
もちろんです。おーい、今向こうで3人声かけてくれて。
じゃあうちも参加しようかな。
おお、来た来た。しゃー、入れ替せ。
明日から黒缶を取り入れる。2キロ先にちょうどいい場所を見つけたんだ。
いつ見つけてくんだよ、そんなもん。あれ、キングさんは？さあ、じゃあ CC2.5×6 っていうのは
1周 2.5 キロを6周ということだ。
へえ。
あ、でもかけるなんて8周ですよ。
なんかすみません。いや、走るのお前だからいいんだけどさ。
何を言ってる。十分ついてこれてるじゃないか。
手加減されてんのがわかんねえわけじゃねえからな。
お、ならやるか、本気で。
録画見ます？
ああ、
クイズ番組録画してあるんですけど、すいません。
なんでそんなに本気になれるんだ？駅伝。
わからないからこそやらされるんじゃなくて、自分からやってやろうと思ったってのもあります。僕はまだ就活やってないからわからないですけど、先輩はなんで就活に本気になってるんですか？仕事が好きで好きでしょうがないから？
なわけねえ。本当はやんなきゃいけねえからやってるだけ
ですよね。僕も走り始めるまでは同じだったんですよ。強制されて走るより自分から望んで走った方ががぜん楽しいかもなって。好きだから本気になるんじゃなくて、本気になってみたらもしかしたら。
なんで後輩にアドバイスされなきゃいけねえんだ。何が振動だこいつ。
すいません。
なんで朝っぱらから走ってんだ俺は。一緒に逃げますかユキさん。
捕まんだろお前の足じゃ。
罰ゲームは全員でしょ。あ、なんだよ俺だけ。
これぞまさに罰ゲーム。
字足りてないですしね。
はあ、
だけ？
ごめんなさい、僕が書いたんです。どうしましょう。
いいだろう。いっそ目指してもらおうぜ、箱根駅を。
大丈夫、僕も来てますから。優等生が走るんですよね。
走れば忘れる。自分が何を着てるかなんて。そう、ウェアなんて関係ないんです。デニムはダメだぞ。
忘れてただけだからな。就活を有利にするために参加してるってことを。って何にやついてんだよ。
別に。さあ行こう。
ブラストフリック。なぜこんな足重いよ。
前の記録より1分40秒以上縮んでます。おじさんだけじゃないですよ。みんながタイム縮めてます。
よしよし。
ブランクはやっぱ
ビビくる。たった 2,3 日じゃ。なあ、今笑ってなかった？笑ってない。
Oh, that's cute.
よかったのか行かなくて。ジョグ せっかく一緒に走る仲間が見つかったのに。
なんでこの人たちじゃなきゃいけなかったんですか？ってことは選ばれた者にしか許されないのかって。だけ走ればいい。でもハイジさんの言う走るってそういうことなんですか？あなたの言う走るって何なんですか？
俺も知りたいんだ。走るって何なのか、走るってどういうことなのか。答えはまだない。ようやく走り始めたばかりだからな。
やっとみんな揃ったのに。このまま楽しくトレーニングだけ続けてればあの人たちは傷つかず、記録会でこのチームも最後かもしれません。
俺は信じてるよ。みんな乗り越えられるって。現実はそんなに優しくないんだろ。
I feel so dumb, yo. Yeah, I felt like during this whole episode, I was getting confused about what was going on. I guess I'm still having a hard time trying to pinpoint exactly what is bothering. I don't know. Okay, so at the end of the last episode, King was getting angry because it's like he can't find a job, and then you have Haiji just telling them to drop everything else and focus on running. And King got angry and left. And then this episode, while everybody else is practicing and everything, King doesn't want to have anything to do with it. And they even came up with a shirt that they are wearing while running so that people can join the fan club, because they need money, I guess, to maintain the club and everything. So even that, King didn't want to have anything to do with it. And then you have Shindo just looking at him like, I guess, feeling sad that King was not, okay with what was going on. Like he was by himself and I guess worrying about finding a job and everything. I don't know. That scene where they were wearing their the outfits for the first time, and King comes home, right? And then he didn't want to go with them, and then he was about to leave or something, and then Haiji told him to drop the search for a job and everything, and you're just focused on running. And when he said that, I'm like, yo, it was still making me angry. Like, the guy has been looking for a job, he can't find it, and you tell him to drop it and everything. So that was making me angry. And then, like I said, I went back and try to understand, because the first time around during that scene, I did not follow anything at all. Like, I didn't understand why Yuki was suddenly sort of like on Haiji's side, because he's also being not wanting to run and everything. So based on when I went back and read it again, I guess the only thing that I can understand, the only thing that I took away from it is that King has been obsessed with finding a job and it's not working. So Haji is saying, instead of just focusing on that, instead of wasting your time trying to find a job, just run with us and forget about the job thing for a while. But he said something along the lines of, if you Like, instead of just staying still and worrying about finding a job, just run with us and forget about it for a while or something or other. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. Like, instead of obsessing about finding a job, like, just leave it alone for a while and focus on something else. So the running could be something that he can be focusing on. So I'm like, okay, I get that. And then Yuki comes and he's like, it's only April. Don't take it. Oh yeah. And then King asked the question like, Haiji, why am I here? And then Haiji's answer is like, for us. And then King is like, it's my life, right? And that's when Yuki comes in and he's like, he shouldn't freak out so much that it's only April, the battle's just begun. I didn't get that part. It's only April and the battle's just begun. Is he talking about his job search, or is he talking about the running? Like, it's only April, we still have some time before we get to the Hakone Kingdom, the battle's just begun? Or is he saying that it's only April, you still have time to look for a job or something, so just focus on the running or something? I don't know, I don't know what it is about this that I'm getting so confused with it. Like, I don't get it. I feel like I don't know if it's just me. I'm not like discerning the conversations right, like not following the conversations right or something. I don't know, but it's frustrating me that I can't figure it out, or I don't know. The way that I can read a conversation, follow a conversation, and understand like each point of view like immediately or like a few seconds later, I can't seem to be doing that here, and it's frustrating me. I don't know why. So after that, all that scene happened. Then you have Shindo like coming to King's room, and then King's asking him like, why are you taking this seriously? And Shindo is like, at first he was being forced to, just like everybody else was being forced to, but then he decided to he chose to run it instead of having it forced on him. He decided to choose himself, like he chose to run it himself, and that sort of like changed his view on this. It made it more fun for him. And then he made a comparison about the running and the King looking for a job, because King also said that he really doesn't want to like look for a job, doesn't want to work, but it's something that he has to do. So Shindo is like, running, that's how I also started with the running. Like, I didn't want to do it, but then I decided to do it, and that changed my view of it or something or other. I don't know, and that's sort of convinced King to also join with the practice and everything. I feel like since I don't know, maybe it's because it's me. Like, if I was in their place, there's no way I'm gonna let somebody else convince me to run, because I'm not really like a physical kind of person. So maybe instead of like, I'm seeing myself in their place and not understanding why they would want to run when you don't feel like running. I don't know, but I think I'm just gonna accept from now on that they all want to run, and not just like not worried about why they're running anymore. Like, let me just say that. Let me just understand and keep in my mind that they all want to run, and that's it. Because I tend to overthink things a lot, and like, I'm getting tired of doing that. But as I went through the scenes again, there's two scenes that I wrote down that really made me laugh, and it's the one where Prince and Yuki were in the morning. they were like, "Why am I waking up this early to run or something?" And then Prince asked Yuki if they should run away, and Yuki's like, "No, that won't work because they'll catch up with us because we're so slow. I don't know, that scene I loved it. It was so funny. And then what else? What's the second one? The scene where after training and then is it Hannah? Was it Hannah? Yeah. Hannah was saying how much all of them had improved with the time and everything, and then you had Kurahara just like look at them and just started smiling, and then Joji and Juta were like, "Were you smiling?" And then he was just like, "When we know." I love that scene too. And then there's the final scene in the kitchen with Haiji and Kurahara, and when Haiji asked Kurahara if only the elite or something can run, and Kurahara's like, I understand that everybody can run, but like, is that the kind of running that you're talking about? And then Haichi's like he doesn't know either. That's why he's doing this. That they finally started to run so he can figure out what running actually means. And then there's that scene with Kurahara and what's his name, Miko-chan, while Miko-chan was working, and then Kurahara asked him like how Haichi was, and then he's like, Haichi has always wanted to run or something, but then he couldn't, probably because of his injury, and that when he told him that he used to run, like he had this gleam in his eyes, and then that gleam intensified when Kurahara joined the house, the club, and everything. So my thing is, why doesn't Haiji know what running means if he wants to run that much? It seems like he used to run, but then he got injured, and then he had to stop running for a while, and now he's starting to run back up again. So why, if he used to run, why doesn't he know what running means? Or he didn't used to run, but he wanted to run, and then he got injured, and that's why he's saying now that he started running that he can figure out what running means. I see, like, I tend to overthink things a lot, so yeah. So those are the thoughts that I can put together after this episode, man. I feel like I spent all this watching this episode. I spent all of it like, what's going on? I'm not getting this. Like, that's how I was during the whole episode, apart from those little scenes that made me laugh. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching this reaction, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon, where you can find the full link for this reaction and early access. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.